Good morning, guys. I am so excited to be sharing this new tutorial with you. So today we're going to be using Squeeze in Some Fun by Tracy Smith. Now this comes from a different collection. This one was Let's Go by Marie Kogellenberg, and this was last season's cute little vacation style paper collection, and I really loved it, so I thought, oh, I just had to make something with it. So I made this cute little beach tote along with this little mini album right here. This mini album measures 6 5/8 by 6 5/8, and the spine is 2 1/8 by 6 5/8. Okay, but let me show you a little bit about how this book is going to look. So first of all, you're going to have a waterfall on the front page, and then we have this cute little flip page that will hold a 4x6 photo. You can hold a 4x6, 5x7 right here. You also have a mat, double-sided mat that you can use as well, and that will be for your side pockets. And then you have another side pocket here. You could hold a smaller photo right here, probably like a 3.5 by 4, maybe a little bit smaller. I would say I would go with the selfie photos. But then again, right here, you can use some 4x6s cut down a little bit. So that's really cute. You'll have your fun little tags that you can put in here. And then on this back side, I just used a envelope that came from my local craft store, or you could do another waterfall. If you do another waterfall, you will definitely need 2 paper collections, and I really suggest that you get 2 in order to create this album, okay, without any issues. Okay, so let me go through the paper collection real quick, and that is going to be Squeeze in Some Fun, and it is so stinking cute. It just totally screams summer, okay? So let's move into this. This first page is summer, and I love the little different color palm leaves. That's so pretty. And then here you have your 4x6 and 3x4 cards. So Squeeze in Some Fun, life is tough, go on vacation, hello, etc., etc. Love the cockatoo. And then your next one is called Lemonade, and you have your green with polka dots. I don't know if you can really tell there, but they're there. And then you have your page of lemons, because sometimes life is a lemon and you need to make a lemonade out of it. And then I love how you kind of have this little pool waves right there. That's cute. And then you have your strawberry daiquiri, your margaritas, and your pina coladas. Really, really cute. Love, love, love. And this one's called Pina Colada. The next one is called Hibiscus. And I love the towel, the beach towel stripes. That's really pretty. And then, of course, your hibiscus leaves with the palm leaves underneath. Really pretty. And you have Cockatoo. And this has your yellow background with white polka dots. That's always fun. And then, of course, you have your Cockatoo. So I think I'm probably going to use this one for the front of my album. Originally, what I did was for one of the beach bags that I created using this paper collection, let me show you. Here's where I ran into a problem. So once the colors on the ombre don't line up, okay, so that really drove me crazy. So I just wanted to, make you aware of that. So, and I only kept it. I was going to throw it away, but I kept it because I want to show you, what happens when you put those 2 patterns together, okay, that aren't exactly matching. All right. So, let's get on into, here's the sticker collection. I love this Viva, the cockatoo, the drinks, the beach chair. Totally love that. And of course, living here in Florida, we love that. I actually have one of those rafts. Adorable. And then in this collection, you also can purchase the puffy stickers. Love those. Love the popsicle. That is cute, cute, cute. The little ship, the ice cream. Again, you have your little flamingo raft. And then, if that's not enough, you have stamps. And then we have dies to cut out the stamps. I love that. That's, for me, it's a must, okay? And then you have your cardstock ephemera, And you have 3 little frames in here. You have some tags. You have all sorts of cute, fun little sayings. Really, really cute. And then, if that's not all, you also have some color me pages that you can color in or have the kids color them in. So adorable. And then I love how you have the lemon page. Really, really cute. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for your first 4 sheets of paper, you're going to need 4 of these. They're going to be 11 inches by 6.5. And then you're going to score at 6.5 on the 11-inch side. Okay, so you're going to have 4 of these, and we're going to call this A. Okay, and then once you have that cut and scored, you're going to fold over on your score line. All right, and I'm going to burnish this in. So now you should have 4 of these once you're finished. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put these to the side. Again, this is A. Okay. Then your next sheet of paper is going to be, you'll need 4 of these as well. This is going to be 7.5 by 6.5. Okay. On the 7.5-inch side, you're going to score at I don't know why that looked weird. Hold on, a 1/2 inch and at 7 inches. Okay. And then you're going to fold on those score lines. Okay. And so you should have 4 of those that look like this, all right? And what I want you to do is you're going to marry these together, all right? So you're going to have your opening to your side. And so this is going to go on like this, all right? So let me grab my tape here, and I'm going to tape this up. Oops. If you have any tape hanging over, go ahead and trim it off. And you're going to want to burnish that in, okay? And I'm going to get out my art glitter glue because I like to use both tape and glue, okay? And I'm going to pull off my top piece, is what this is going to be. And I'm going to line these up. Looks like I need a new bottle of glue. And I'm going to line this up right there. Okay, and then I'm going to burnish it in and wipe off any excess glue. Okay, then we're going to come around, pull this off. And then I'm just going to attach this right here. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Well, almost. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to burnish that in good. I got a little bend there. That's going to be okay. I'm just going to be covering that up with paper so they're not going to see that. So now you should have something that looks like this, okay? And now I want you to do the other 3 just like this, and then we'll be back for step C. Okay, so you should have 4 identical pages, and you should have A and B put together, okay? So now we're going to work on C, which is our pocket. So I'm going to leave one of these out for now because I'll be working on that in just a second. But let me grab my paper. You're going to need 4 of these. This is going to be for your smaller pocket. This is going to be 7.5 inches by 4 inches. On the 7.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, and then at 7. You're going to turn it counterclockwise 1 time to the 4 inch side, and you'll score at 1/2 inch. Now, what I want you to do is, I don't know if you can see, but you have kind of like your little square right here, okay? What I want you to do is cut right on the score line, okay? Don't go over it and don't go under it. Just right on there, okay? So I hope that helps. I hope you can see that, okay? So you're going to do that on all 4, and then you're going to go ahead and fold on your score lines, okay? So I'm going to get all 4 of those ready, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have A, which is our flat page, our top page. We have B, okay, and so B is going to be blank. And here is where you're going to put it on the hinge, right here on the left. So I want you to turn it counterclockwise 1 time. I've got like some glue mess. There we go. Okay, and what I want you to do is I want you to only attach the bottom of this pocket, okay? Because if you want to put paper, or put pattern paper underneath here, you're not going to want to glue it all the way down just yet, okay? All right. So I'm just going to put it right up to the edge, almost just a smidge, like a little hair. If you can see, it's like a 1/16 of an inch, okay? So it's almost there, but it's not, all right? And now I've only got this part attached, and that's all I want you to do. Okay, so now you have your large flap on the top, and then this is where your pocket's going to be on the back. So this is going to be on top of B, all right? So I want you to go ahead and continue to do that on the other 3, and then we'll continue on. Okay, so the long guys are coming, but I want to create our hinge for the spine, and so you're going to need 1 sheet of solid colored cardstock cut at 11 by 6 3/8, okay? On the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 1 inch, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/8, a 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 4 1/8, 4 5/8, 5 1/8, 5 1/2, 6, 6 1/2, and then 6 7/8. So again, this will be all written for you in a PDF, so you don't have to worry about that. But in case you wanted to hear that again, it's 1 inch, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/8, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 4 1/8, 4 5/8, 5 1/8, 5 1/2, 6, 6 1/2, and 6 7/8. So what I like to do is where I have every 1/2 inch, that's where my signature is going to be, okay? And what I like to do is I like to get out my tape. And for now, I'm going to fold on all my numbers here that I've already used with a pencil. I'm not even worried about the pencil that I use because I'm just going to be covering it up. And what I like to do is make sure that they line up, okay, nice and straight. And so I kind of pre-fold these so that I know that 1, they line up straight, and 2, where they are, where I need my tape. And my last one. There we go. Okay. So let me grab my tape here. So I'm going to skip these first 2 score lines, and then right after the second score line is where I'm going to place my tape. Again, skip a score line, and right underneath the next score line, I'm going to apply my tape, okay? Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead, burnish it in, and remove the tape. You can either do this all at once, but I like to do it in steps, okay? So I'm going to grab my glue. I'm going to go ahead and apply my glue in between here because I didn't cover everything with tape, alright? And so now I'm going to go ahead and fold on that score line. Okay. Wipe off any excess glue. And I got lots of it this time because I got a new glue bottle, I think. Okay, and then I'm going to fold back on that second score line, still leaving the first score line right here untouched. Okay. Then again, here's where my other hinge is going to be. Again, I'm going to go ahead and keep continuing on until I have all my signature page hinges folded, all right? Burnish that in. And fold over. Wipe off any excess glue, and then again, fold back on that score line. All right. And I'm going to continue on. Here's my next 1/2 inch hinge. I'm just going to keep going until I've got my last hinge done. Sure got a lot of glue stickies, huh? Okay. And then any tape that I have hanging over, I'm just going to roll it back on here. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Okay. So now I can fold this one back as well and burnish it in. Okay. Now some of this excess, you're still going to have your 2 score lines that you have not folded on yet. Okay. Now you can go ahead and fold them at this time. So, all right. And this will let me know how much I have that I can cut off. Okay. So I'm just going to fold this back onto this, and I'm going to press it down. I'm going to make just a little mark, okay, on both the top and the bottom, and grab my cutting board. I'm going to line it up to that, but I'm actually going to move it over just a smidge to the right to cut it a smidge shorter, okay. There we go. Okay, and I can toss that. Okay, we don't want to glue this over yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get another piece of chipboard, but I need to measure this first. So this is going to be 6 3/8 by, we're going to do a little guesstimation. Should be 1 3/4. So let's try that. I've already got, let's see, here's 1 3/4. And then I need 6 3/8. Or did I say 6 3/4? Uh-oh, that's not. I'm sorry, 6 3/8. That's right. I'm sorry. And this looks like it is 6 3/8. But it's not. Okay. I apologize. This is 6 1/4. This is 6 3/8. Okay. Here we go. Let me move this down this way. Okay. Okay, so I applied some of my double-sided sticky tape to one side of this. All right, and let me go ahead and peel it back if I can get to it. There we go. Is it just not going to stick today? What's up with that? Okay, I'm going to burnish it in a little bit better. Oh my. There we go. All right, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this flat, and I'm going to line it up to this little edge here, and I'm going to press it down. Okay. I forgot I added tape to this, so I'm going to go ahead and put my glue down. All right. on this side as well as this side. And burnish it in. Wipe off my excess glue. And don't be afraid to use enough glue, okay? Definitely don't want it falling apart on you, that's for sure. And I really highly suggest glue for your spine, okay? Not tape. But I use a little mixture of both. Okay, so now I can go ahead and work these hinges and make them pliable for moving left and right. Okay, I turn it around and I do the same thing, and that just helps prep your pages for turning. Okay, so now we can actually work on our album cover at this point. For your album cover, you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that are going to be 6 5/8 by 6 5/8. And then you're going to need 1 piece of chipboard that's going to be 2 1/8 by 6 5/8. At this point, you're going to go ahead and get out 2 sheets of solid colored cardstock that you're going to use for your album cover. So let me grab that real quick. Okay, I decided to use blue for my cover, okay, and so you're going to need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper, okay, and this one I believe is 80 pounds. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your first page on the 11-inch side, and you're going to score, instead of doing 1 inch, you're going to do 7/8. So you're going to do 7/8, and then you're going to turn it counterclockwise 1 time. You're going to score at 7/8. And then I'm going to actually turn it to the other side and score it at 7/8, okay? So this is going to be the only one right up here at the top that does not have another score line on it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up together, okay? But before you do that, on this side I want you to go ahead and make a score line at 7/8 on your next page. Okay, turn it around, score at 7/8. And then now we're going to tape or attach these two together. Okay, so here I have my score line on the left, the bottom, and the top, okay? And then on my next sheet, I only have a score line on the top and the bottom. Okay, these should be open-ended, and then I went ahead and applied a 1/2 inch of score tape, okay, to the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marry these two together. All right. And you know me, I always like to use glue as well to make it extra secure. And I'm going to line these up. So what I like to do is just make sure I'm following along with my scoreboard here so that they are straight, and they look pretty darn good to me. All right, and I'm going to burnish this in, okay? Now, here's a couple tricks, guys. You always want to make sure that when you are putting this together, I'm going to move my scoreboard out of the way, okay? So we have a flat surface to work with, and I'm going to move this over a smidge. All right. I'm going to flip this over because I want my mountain side up. That means your bumpy side of your score line is going to be facing you, okay? Not the indented side, bumpy side. And I want to make sure that my middle piece does not hit this, okay? And nor does this, okay? And that looks a little too close for comfort. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to, I'm going to see something real quick. Let me line this up here. So I'm going to make this my center. All right. Where's my, here we go. This is my best way to determine this, okay? So I'm going to make a mark, all right here on my left. And I'm not worried about it because that's going to disappear, all right? They're not going to see that. And then, hold on, let me move this in place. I'm going to hold that. Ah! Sorry, guys. Hold this. And hold this. And I know I keep moving it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this easier on myself. I'm actually going to glue this down. Okay? So let me go ahead and get my score tape. Because I don't want it to keep moving on me. Okay. And wherever I don't have tape, I'm going to glue that in. Alright, and I'm just going to put it smack dab in the center there. And I am going to end up shortening some of this paper, okay? Hopefully that is not crooked. Wipe off any excess glue, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. I'm going to tape this on here. Let's peel that off and then add some more. Don't forget to burnish it in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I always like to do that. As you can see, I didn't burnish it enough. Anywhere you see air bubbles, that's because I didn't burnish it in enough. I should have done that, but that's okay. Because I've got my tape, all right? And then I'm going to line this up. And since all my corners are 6 5/8, it doesn't matter. Okay. Burnish that in. Okay, now before I attach my other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this approximately on the 1-inch line. Okay, so that's going to be right about here, and this I want my chipboard to meet there at least somewhat close. I can go ahead and trim this off and throw that away. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach the other side and do the same thing, and boom, there you go. That's probably the easiest way I could possibly think of to do your album covers without it being a hot mess. So we will continue on with that. Oops. And then again, I can just line this up. And lay it down. Okay, go ahead and wipe off any excess glue. And again, line it up on my little cutting board at the 1 inch. Close enough to it and cut off the excess. Now at this point, I'm going to grab a pencil, my perfect trimmer, and I always like to use the 0.25. Okay, and I make a little mark on all my corners. Just make sure you keep it on the 0.25 each time. Because I used to not know the difference. I found out real quick what was going on. What was going wrong, shall I say. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to get that out of the way. And I'm just going to start my little snips. You'll see why in a second that I don't completely cut through, and that's because I'm going to add my tape on top, and then I'm not going to be able to see where I need to cut. So that's where the snips come in handy. Okay, one more. Okay. Now, this is your 2-inch score tape. You just run it all the way across. Okay, and I'm going to burnish that in right there. Burnish this in really good all the way around. Okay. I'm going to have to take off this little piece here because I need to get my bottom section. Okay. Awesome. Alrighty, so now at this point I can flip it over and I can see where I did my little snips. Okay. Oops. That was a little crooked. Okay. I can go ahead and remove all my tape backing here. I'm going to do a little bit at a time here. Put this on its side and go ahead and roll it on there. Okay. Burnish it in. Push in my corner. Okay, so like smush it in there. Okay. Oops. Same thing over here. Smush that corner in. All right. Huh. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to bend that corner there and remove my backing. Okay. Push in my corners. And now I can do my ends here. And burnish that in really hard, and that should flatten that out. Okay. And voila. Now, you have to be really careful because you have tape on here. All right, so don't accidentally flip it over. I want you to gently push it in on your spaces right here. Okay, don't close it together all the way. You just want to get some bending movement. All right, now I want you to put this to the side real quick. Well, but before we do that, let's go ahead and measure this so we know what our paper needs to be. This is going to be 15 and a half inches. By 6 and a half. See, it should be 6. Yep, 6 and a half. So now I'm going to put this aside over here. Don't want anything getting on there real quick. So I'm going to take 2 sheets of paper. I'm going to cut them at the same time to make sure they're the same cut. So they line up perfectly and I don't have to stress about it. So I'm going to do 6 and a half. All right. Actually, I'm going to do a 1/16 of an inch over 6 and a half, right? So just under 6 5/8, but a little over 6 and a half, okay? I'm going to trim that off. I'm probably making a mistake by doing that, but we'll get over it. And then I am going to go ahead and add my little tape here. About a 1/2 inch. And again, we're going to marry these 2 pieces together. I'm going to make sure they line up. I like using my mats as my guide here. Make sure they're straight. There you go. And burnish it in. Wipe away any excess glue. Now, one thing I want you to do on the bottom, go ahead and add an extra little bit of glue and just wipe it with your finger. Oops, didn't mean to get that little piece on there. Okay, and let it dry for a second, all right? Now we need to measure, do we say 15 and a half? Is that what we said? Let's see here. Yep, 15 and a half. Okay, so I'm going to measure 15 and a half on my ruler here. Just line it up. Move that out of the way again. Then I can go ahead and cut on that line. Or at least I think I'm close to it. Well, I'm a little smidge hair off. There we go. Okay. Now I'm actually going to save this for probably a card. A tag, I mean, or a match, excuse me. Okay. Now I can grab my tape. One thing I do want to make sure is I'm just going to hold this up above here. Make sure it all fits on there, and it does. It's beautiful. Beauty, beauty, beautiful. I'm going to go around here with my tape. Oops. Okay. Okay, I need to move this out of my way again. Get my edges. Okay, we can burnish this in and peel off the backing. Now the best thing I like to do is I put that to the side here real quick, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue all over this. This allows me to have a little bit of movement really quick. Not going to be much movement, I'll tell you that. Okay. Flip it over. I'm going to put this towards the back. I'm going to stand up and make sure it's even. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yes. I probably could have done a little smidge over 15 and a half, probably. But that's okay. It looks good. It's on there. It's done. And I can cover up anything hanging over with paper, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, now gently, where you have your seams, you're going to gently push and pull up. Smooth out any air bubbles. I'm going to go the same and turn it around. Do the same thing. Gently do this. Don't push too hard. You're going to crack it. Not even the best paper in the world can prevent that. Okay, smooth out any of those wrinkles. Okay. Now it's going to look something like this, guys. Okay. Now at this point, it's up to you. If you like to attach your pages afterwards, you can go ahead and apply your hinge right in the center here. You know, you can just guesstimate. It looks like it's about 1/8 of an inch from maybe a quarter. Hold on. From the edge. Yeah, it looks like about a little over a quarter. Okay. So I'm just going to center this. And I'm going to use straight glue. This allows me to move it if I have to. And to me, glue is just better than tape. Okay, looks like it's centered in there pretty good. Yep. And then after I have it centered in there, I can just burnish. And I like to decorate my pages before I attach them, but that's completely up to you. And we'll be right back.